Hi there, future bombshells. We want to do a quick video to show you how to measure so you can figure out what the best size is for your wedding gown. Before I show you how to measure on lovely Amy here, I just want to mention every single bridal brand has their own size chart. So you could be one size in one brand and a different size in another brand. So it doesn't matter where you're measuring, you really need to go by that brand size chart. And I also want to mention it's generally not the size that you currently wear. So don't worry if you're measuring into a different size of what you're currently wearing. Totally normal, totally okay. So when we're measuring for bridal gowns, we do three basic measurements: the bust, the waist, and the hip. The bust is the widest part around your bust. The waist is your natural waist, where your narrowest, and then your hip is the widest part of your hip. So I'm going to show you really quick so you can have a visual of how to measure. So we're going to do it in front of the mirror so you can see where I am in the back. Okay, go ahead and put your arms down. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull the tape measure across the fullest part of her bust. And if you see in the back, it's straight. You want this to be as level as you can get it when you measure. And then it doesn't have to be super tight. Like if you're pulling and it's pulling in on your person, it's too tight. You want it to be kind of comfortable, not loose, but just so. Waist, you're going to do the narrowest part of the waist. For most ladies, it's about 1 inch to 2 inches above your belly button. It's not a science. Depends. Everyone's built a little bit differently. But again, narrowest part, you want to keep your tape measure level.
My belly button's right here, just for reference.
So it's a couple inches up from there, and you're going to do the same thing. Make sure your tape measure is level. Kind of pull it. You want it tight, but not where it's squeezing. And then for the hip, same deal. You're going to do the widest part of the hip right around the butt, bring it around the front, make sure that everything is level, and then kind of, again, pull it tight, but not where it's squeezing. So now, shake it out. It's always good to measure twice, and I will show you why. Even though I am the same person measuring the same person, it's not unusual to measure again and get a slightly different, I'm about 1/4 inch different than I was the first time. It's not unusual, so always measure twice. That way, if you're getting something that's really, really off, measure again until you feel confident, but don't measure once, always measure at least twice. At our store, when we measure for our brides and bridesmaids, we have 2 different people measure just to double check. Not a bad idea to do that for you as well. So again, same thing. And then you're going to do that. So you're going to write your 3 measurements down, and then you're going to consult the size chart. When you look at the measurements of the size chart, your measurements are almost certainly not going to line up perfectly. That's totally fine. You're going to go by the biggest measurement. So if your bust puts you into one size, but your waist puts you into another, totally normal, happens all the time, but you're going to go by that waist measurement. Alterations are going to make your dress perfect. Nearly every single gown in the world is going to need some kind of alterations. It's totally common with wedding gowns, bridesmaids dresses, prom dresses. So you're going to go with that bigger one to make sure that the dress is going to fit you perfectly. We can tailor a dress down. You can't make it larger. Anything you want to add?
Do not measure yourself.
No, do not.
Always have someone else measure you.
Always have somebody. And you need to use this kind of measuring tape.
Yes.
Sometimes we'll get phone calls about how to measure, and I hear people with like industrial, like construction tape measures. No. It needs to be a flexible fabric tape measure. If you don't have one, in a pinch you can take some ribbon or some string, pull it around, and then measure that out with a yardstick or a tape measure. But it needs to be something that's going to lay flat against the body as you're pulling.
And if you guys have any questions, just feel free to reach out. We're always here to help.
Yes, we're here to help you walk through it. We can Skype with you, whatever you need. Any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Thanks, ladies.